Welcome to the 24th iOS tutorial. In this tutorial we'll talk about UIScrollView and some of the methods like content size, minimum zoom, maximum, and also we'll talk about UIScrollView delegate methods and what is it good for. So let's move on. As you know, we always show the final product first to get an idea what we are going to build in this tutorial. So this is the continue of the previous tutorial. We created kind of like show image that it showed multiple options. So we can go to the image and select an image. And then what we are going to add in this tutorial is that right now you see this image and you can scroll all over the image, and also you can have gesture, which is pinch, and you can see zoom in, zoom out. So let's create this. Okay, this is the storyboard of the previous tutorial, and what we are going to change here, first of all, we will remove this image view and create it programmatically. I will tell you the reason, but just for now, first we go to this menu and disconnect the outlet. You remember, we created the outlet for this image view. We have to first disconnect it and then delete it, because sometimes it makes an error because the outlet is still connected and sometimes it returns in. So just to be safe, we first remove the outlet and then delete the image view. In order to delete it, we just go to this tab, which is show the connections inspector, and then by putting this X button, you just remove the outlet, and now you can safely delete it. So now we want to add the scroll view. Let's move on and go to here, and we can search for the scroll view. Scroll. Okay, here's the scroll view. Just drag it and drop it inside of the controller. Drag and drop. And then make it big as the iPhone 6 or whatever content you want. And then we want to add this button, which is here, select image button, this button inside of this scroll, because if we don't do this, this scroll view would be the top layer and the button would be the bottom layer, so they cannot touch that button. So we have to put it inside of the scroll view. So what I do is simply drag and put it under the scroll view. I'll do it, yeah. So now we have the button inside of the scroll view. In order to communicate with the scroll view, we need to create an outlet for it in a view controller. So let's create an outlet. We call it ScrollView. So this is our scroll view. Let's go have one view, which is editor view controller. And now, before doing stuff for the scroll view, we need to remove this IB outlet. Remember, we deleted the image view, so we wanted to create an instance of image view, not the outlet. So we remove the IB outlet here. And remember, since it's not an outlet, it should be strong here. And then we can initialize our UI image view. So how do we initialize it? We first call it, which is self.imageView equals UI image view alloc, like the other allocation, init, but this time with frame. We need to define a frame for our image view. So what is the frame? We use cg-rect make. So our frame should start from the top left corner. So the x would be 0, y would be 0 because it's top left corner. And what is the width and height of this view? We should think about the whole view of the iPhone. So we should use that view size. How we can get that size? We should call the self.view. And view, as you know, has a property called frame. And frame has size dot Now width. So this is how we get the size, width of the view controller. So same thing, but this time height, and we close it. So now the image view has the content size. So now we add this image view into the scroll view. How do we add it? We call the scroll view add subview. So now we can add self.imageView. This is how we programmatically add our image view inside of the scroll view. We initialize the image view and then we add it to the scroll view. Okay, let's run the program and see what we get so far. Select the image gallery, and okay, first of all, see it actually shrinks the image to fit on the screen, and also we don't have a scroll view, so I'm scrolling but it's not working because the image shrinks to the size. So in order to just show the actual size of the image, we use a method called size to fit for image view. So where should we put it? Remember we had a delegate method for image view. When we select an image inside of the gallery, this delegate method is called to get the image and set it as our background. So right after setting this image, we say self.imageView and then size to fit. And then if I run the program, you will see how it makes it different. So now I have the actual size of the image, but I cannot scroll. What's going on? Why cannot scroll the image? It's because we didn't set the content size. ScrollView has a content and we didn't set it. For example, this image has the, if I want to see the big view of this image, maybe this size would be the actual size of the image, but we're seeing partial of this image, and the scroll view doesn't know the size of the image. We should define a size for scroll view, then we can scroll it. So let's move on and create the size, content size. It is very important to know where to put the content size, because right now, see, we add the image and we know the size of the image. Be careful about this, but if the image is not set yet, the content size would be 0 and nil, and our scroll view will not work. So we put it right after we're setting our image. We say self.scrollView, and it has a property called content size. So what size we want? With the size of the image. So how do we get the size of the image? We say self.imageView.image. This is the image that we just set, and then we say size. So this is how we get the size of the image and set it for the content. Let's run the program and see what we get, and select the image gallery, and select it. Now we can scroll to see the whole image. See? So now I want to pinch for zooming right away. And by the way, if you hold the Alt key or Option key, you can see these two circles, and you can drag or press a button on your trackpad to zoom in, zoom out. Zoom in, zoom out is not working because we did not set the minimum maximum scale. So let's set these two properties. Where is the best place to add them? We can go ahead and add it in view.load, like where we put the image and initialize the view image view. But the best place for this stuff is inside of the setter of the scroll view. So let's add the setter. Actually, we are overriding it. Set scroll view And first of all, we have to say ScrollView equals to ScrollView. This is the default implementation of setter. But then we can say ScrollView dot minimum zoom scale, and we want to make it shrink it. Actually, user can shrink it until 20% of the view, and underscore scroll view, and we set the maximum zoom scale equal to 3, so they can make it bigger 3 times of the actual size of the picture. So let's see what we get. Image view, image gallery. See, now I hold the option key. It's not working. It's not working. Why is it that? Okay. If you want to have a zoom, we have to implement the delegate method of the scroll view. So where we add the delegate method, first of all, we say underscore scroll view dot delegate equals to self. And now it gives us a warning, and it says you don't declare the UIScrollView delegate. So let's declare it here. And UIScrollView delegate. Once I add it, this warning will go away. Now I use a delegate method to make the zoom working. Right now it's not working because ScrollView doesn't know which view we want to zoom. We have different elements inside of the scroll view, like that button. So how does it know? It's via the delegate method. So I just control drag, hold the control key, command key, and go to the delegate method, and looking for a method called, okay, here it is, view for zooming in scroll view. Okay, so let's go back and put this button to go back and implement this inside of our view controller. And what should we return? We should return the image view because this is the view that we want to zoom. So we say return. See, it has a return. We should return something. So we say self that image view. Now ScrollView knows that we want to zoom for image view. So when I select image gallery, and then option key, now I can zoom in, zoom out. See, I can do it 3 times bigger and 20% of the image. But there's a problem. When I select image, another image actually, for the first image it's okay, but when I select another image, first of all it shows the scale of the previous image, and also see it's not actually properly fit inside of our scroll. See, I have a lot of space here. It behaves differently for the second image because the zoom scale is not 1. For the first image, by default, the zoom scale is 1, but when the user changes it for the second image, it's changed. So how do we set it back? Before the content side, we can say self.scrollView.zoom scale. Now we set it back to 1. So when they select another image, the zoom scale would be 1 again, and it would show the proper size of the image. So let's see. Select image gallery. And now, okay, this is the first image. I use gesture, shrink it. Now I want to select another in order to see the button. I have to shrink it more. Use another, and now it's again the scale is 1, and I can see, and there is no extra space for this zooming. So now I want to add one more functionality. When I pinch for zoom out, I want to see the scroll view flashing. We don't have a scroll bar for iPhone or iPad, but they will flash when you do, for example, scroll, and see, you can see the scroll right for a second and then it will go away. I want to do the same thing for when we pinch, zoom in, zoom out. I want to show for a second and do it. And it is doable by implementing the UIScrollView delegate method. If I go to UIScroll delegate method, I will find it says ScrollView did zoom. Yeah, this one. ScrollView did zooming. So it means that it zooms. So I just get this line of code, I go back and put it right after the other delegate method. So let's remove this. Okay, and what would we do for this part? We just say self.scrollView flash indicators, flash scroll indicators. So right now, if I zoom in or out, it should flash and show for a second the scroll bars. So hold down. Right now, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it is doing it. See, I put it inside of the white background so you can see it better. Yeah, for a second it shows. See, it shows the scroll view. So that's all for this tutorial.